citing security failures in the Parkland school massacre.
A warning, if there are children in the room, the content here may be disturbing.
Well, with all the screeching recently about Vladimir Putin and Russia and treason.
By the deadline is a couple of days before the debate. Are you concerned about that?
No. Jimmy, my emails are so boring.
We came, we saw, he died.
I don't want to see him impeached. I want to see him in prison.
On this Memorial Day, as our nation honors its unbroken line of fallen heroes, and I see many of them in the audience here today.
We understand that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. We don't know anything more than that.
I tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person.
I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I hope everybody had a good day here in Texas. It got warm earlier in the week, and of course the rain came in, and now it's back to being cold again. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You know, I'm looking forward to colder temperatures this weekend because I'm going to head back to the farm and do some hunting. So I had a good weekend last weekend, and hopefully we'll have it 2 weekends in a row. You like that music, Angel? I'm glad you do. I thought it was a little unique when I wrote it, and kind of just fell together. I was messing around and with some arpeggiators on my synthesizer and put that together. So it was, I don't know, I like it. Hey, Yuki. The star of the planet exploding at the end. Yuki was the voice. I really like that voice. I'm going to have to lower everything in the background, though, so we can hear it better. So today we're going to talk about... God, I don't even know. I don't even... You know, part of me didn't even want to. Part of me didn't even want to bring this up, but there's so much talk about it, and I don't know. I mean, there are some people in the news that are seeing things the way I see it. Not all of them. And we're going to talk a little bit about that with this Blunder. I guess, you know, it's funny. I call it a blunder from ABC and what happened, but I'm not even sure we could say it's a blunder. I think it was protective. So this woman at ABC, you know, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. Amy Robach or Amy Robach. I don't really care. All I know is this woman was like, oh, we had this story, and it was 3 years ago, and we had the interview with the girl who was victimized, and Epstein made her sleep with the prince, and this and that, and all that wonderful stuff. And then it got squashed, and she didn't do anything. I'm kind of beside myself on that one. Okay? This piece of crap and his island have hurt more children. There's only one place for people like that. And it's not on this planet. It's 6 feet under. So let's just go and we'll play a little bit of this. This is the Veritas video. So let's play a little bit.
We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways.
Okay. So she starts off, and I don't know if you caught the very beginning of it. I didn't know if I got the volume up. She said they had this story for 3 years. And she comes out and says that it implied that the 17-year-old was forced to sleep with the prince. And she's saying, oh, we got threatened by the royals, I guess. Yeah, her job was more important than the children. Okay? That's what it comes down to. Her job was more important than the children. Because if she really cared about the children and she had this way to stop this guy, don't you think that she could have taken that to another network that would have gladly jumped on that story? And if she even had to, she could have re-recorded the interview with the girl, because I don't believe she would have owned the rights to that.
We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story.
Can you believe that? Because if they had let that story go, they wouldn't be able to interview Kate. Screw the children. That's no big deal. We'll let them get raped and victimized for the next 3 years so we can interview someone I really give two shits about.
And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced.
Pictures. Okay? Remember these little key points. This girl didn't just have, it wasn't just hearsay. Oh, yeah, I was victimized. She actually had pictures proving her whereabouts. Okay?
Her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything.
Yeah, they had Clinton, all right. Then maybe, okay, hypothetically, maybe she didn't want to kill herself. Maybe that's why she didn't fight this. Maybe she didn't want to get, Clinton's side, okay? That could be it. But this girl was in hiding for 12 years before they got her to come out, okay, and talk about this. She's back in hiding again.
I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like...
Okay, did she look pissed? She said that with a smile. Does she look pissed? No, she's upset that she got scooped. That's what she's upset about. She didn't give a shit about the kids. Yeah, you wonder why, because they were trying to get Hillary in the dirt when this was going on. They were trying to get Hillary elected. That's what was going on.
Oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. I had it all 3 years ago.
Okay. This, I still can't believe this. She's saying this. She's upset because she got scooped. That's the only thing she's pissed. She's like, we had this all 3 years ago, and I'm so pissed off. She didn't say I'm pissed off because we couldn't help these children out. No, she's pissed off because they had all this information 3 years ago, and now it's coming out as if it's a new revelation. Like she said, I'm just repeating her words. Like she said, oh, it's a new revelation. That's why she's so mad. No, I had all this information. Yeah. I think that some of those kids that were victimized in the next 3 years have a case against them. Don't you? Let me see if I can get this past this. Okay.
Would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is.
Yeah, no one knows who that is, I'm sure.
It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything.
Dun,
Then
dun,
the palace
dun.
found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air.
That's tape leaked to us by our latest network.
Okay, so I'm going to try to move this ahead a little bit. I wonder if this is the section here.
Unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal.
Our insider told us this.
Okay. This is the problem I'm having with this. I'm always looking into someone's motivations. If you got scooped and you wanted the world to know that it was really your story that you had 3 years before, how would you do it? I don't think she has a problem with this getting leaked. I think she's enjoying this because this is making her look like, whoa. I think she thinks it's making her look like, whoa, she had this story. When the rest of us are like, you piece of shit. You are utter garbage. You sat on this story while children got raped. And you didn't say anything. Oh, yeah, that's the only thing she's pissed off about. Is this story broke without her getting credit. That's the only thing that's pissing her off. I mean, it's not like we didn't have evidence. And look, if she really pushed for this, don't you think that we would find her in a ditch somewhere? I mean, I think that's part of the reason why she didn't. When you have something on the Clintons, you disappear unless you play ball. You disappear. You go away. We know there is so much evidence that Bill Clinton went to the island 27 times. Are you kidding me? Of course he did. And now with Epstein, his suicide, I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing. His suicide, which didn't happen. There's more evidence about that will shock you. But I'm going to get to something else first. Here is someone from Fox News that might actually, I don't think he's an anchor there. I think he just was invited in to be an analyst. But this guy actually has some cojones. So let's listen to what he has to say. Oh, by the way, if you want links to the Veritas video, I put it in the show notes, so you'll be able to see it there. Let's listen to what this guy has to say from Fox News. Pay attention.
It's a sickening and wicked scandal, and ABC News has to hire an independent investigator to get to the bottom of this, and they have to answer one big question. How many children were raped in the last 3 years since they spiked this story? Because, as Amy says, she had witnesses, she had victims, she had photographic evidence with a Bill Clinton connection and a British royal family connection. And ABC News said that that did not meet their editorial standards. What are those standards? I want them to come clean, because they went after Brett Kavanaugh with 40-year-old hearsay, with no corroborating witnesses, no evidence, and a lot of that was furnished by Michael Avenatti, a scoundrel, a bankrupt tax cheat, who brought forth gang rape allegations with no evidence. So what were those standards that allowed that to get on air? I'd like to know. And it looks like the play was, we don't get access to royal family interviews on GMA.
Yeah.
Please. And you're not going to go protect children who are allegedly being sexually assaulted by God knows who and God knows where. And this is the Disney company? The Disney company. It's sick.
There you go. He said it. Didn't meet the criteria. But yet, some old snotbag hag comes up there and says basically, 30 years ago, Kavanaugh raped me. But that was enough. That met the criteria to put that all over the news and push that. But photographic evidence and an eyewitness didn't meet the criteria. But when they went up against Kavanaugh, they couldn't even get a woman to substantiate the other friggin' woman's claim. Are you kidding me? And this guy also, and I'll put a link to this up there, his full talk that he had. He says there's no way that Epstein killed himself in the cell. Guess what else we have? We have the forensic guy hired by the family, and he was side by side with the other forensic experts that basically did the autopsy on Epstein. Now, the difference between this guy and other forensic experts is this guy that I'm going to show you a video from is an expert on prison deaths. This guy knows more about prison deaths and how to determine the cause of death because of suicides, because of other methods that are used off prisoners. This guy is an expert. And I'm sorry about the quality of this recording, because this is an old gentleman that kept on hitting his lapel mic and it was making all kinds of noise. So forgive me for that ahead of time. It's not my fault. I didn't record this. So here we go. Listen to what this guy has to say about the evidence that Epstein didn't really off himself.
That roommate was pulled away the day or two before, so that there was no roommate with him, no suicide watch, no security guards, no videotapes that were working. Was the FBI able to get some information from the video?
I know that you were hired back in the 70s to do this as your job. You really investigated deaths in prisons after the big riot and all these prisoners died. So in your experience, what are the chances of him not being checked on for 3 hours, from 3:30 to 6:30 when they found his body, and the two prison guards falling asleep?
Extremely unlikely. I've never seen in 50 years investigating all deaths that occur in prisons in New York State. Never had two guards fall asleep at the same time. All the video doesn't work. And the issue would be, did somebody come in and cause his death?
Well, what about the suggestion you may be biased because you were hired by the family?
That's always a situation, except that Governor Rockefeller, after Attica in 71, set up a special board to look into all deaths in prisons in New York State, because the concern that police, medical examiners and guards were biased when the inmates complained that deaths were being covered up, and we have a separate board that looks into all these deaths.
Dr. Bob, what I don't understand is if everybody wants the same thing, the truth, the brothers shouldn't be fighting anything. They should be interviewing you and saying, wait, tell me about what you have. Have people investigating this case prior to them ruling it a suicide, contacted you?
Not at all.
Do you find that strange?
Yes, if the Attorney General is investigating the cause of death, as they're doing the security of this issue, somebody should have been investigating everybody who had anything to do with the autopsy. Sure.
So if there was a prisoner that went in and strangled him, and the DNA is on that, whatever he used, the ligature, the sheets, the bed sheets, then wouldn't it be easy to track down who that
Listen
person
to this.
Absolutely. That's first. The medical examiner at the time of the first autopsy did swabs of all the clothing on him for DNA. But who had the ligature?
Well, who has that information? Why is that being released?
That's what the brother wants to know. That's why they asked me to come here.
So you're calling on the state to figure out whose DNA is on that?
Not the state, unfortunately. This is a federal prison, so the state has the FBI usually investigates, would be investigating it, and the brother wants to know, one, did the FBI get a hold of that ligature, and two, it only takes a couple of days to do the DNA, what's the result?
Okay, so now we have a forensic expert that was there for the autopsy. Hold on. Sorry about that. I got to get back. Here we go. There we go. Now, the problem with this, did you hear what he said? He said that no one knows what's on the DNA. No one knows if they extracted DNA from it. They won't release any of that. Okay? Also, he said that the initial report from the forensics was that they couldn't rule out either one. They couldn't say it was suicide. They couldn't say it was murder or homicide. It was later changed. But he was there when the initial report was signed that said no. So we have this freaking crap that's going on. They are covering this up. This goes way higher than we could possibly imagine. We know that Bill Clinton is implemented throughout this and implied, and he's in this. He's involved in this. 27 flights to this guy's island. Okay? We know this. The problem is how many people are willing to come forward. I mean, look at Epstein. He died in a prison. Cameras, both camera inside the cell, camera in the hallway leading to the cell goes down all of a sudden. The two guards that were there, they fall asleep at the same time. His cellmate removed from the cell. It goes way beyond the Clintons. We're talking royal family. We know this. Royal family, like they're perfect, all because they wanted to make sure they could interview Kate. Who the flip gives a shit about her? Obviously, this woman cared more about her. Okay? This woman cared more about her career and interviewing Kate than she did about all those children that were brought into that world, forced into that world, raped, beaten, and probably killed. We've gone over that before. We had that informant that came forth and I played that video a couple of months back with what he said was going on. These kids are only used for a short time and then they're discarded. So what the hell's going on? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Discord, and I think I have Yuki in there right now. So Discord is now open. We can hear what you're saying, if you're saying anything.
I'm typing my little hands off.
Oh, you are? You're typing your hands off? I can see you typing in the chat, Yuki. I know we got Andrew in here now, and we got Roy. Of course, Roy lives in here. Right. So.
I heard it is open.
Yes, it is open. What do you guys think about this evidence?
Sounds pretty solid to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we
I haven't
got
seen it though.
we got the forensics that has, he's got his everything that he said points more towards homicide than suicide. We have this leak here, which makes you think more and more that the Clintons were being saved by this. Okay, they were being protected. They were trying to get them elected. They were being protected. I mean, this woman wanted to save her career. She was probably promised all kinds of things. And the only reason she's upset now is because she got scooped. That's it. So, and she says this, I'm so upset, with a smile on her face. She's got a smile on her face. Crazy. I'm so upset. See, look at me.
I saw that too. She's like, oh, I'm so pissed. And then it's like, yeah, why are you laughing at this?
It's like, I'm so upset. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so upset. Is this crazy?
So, I mean, 3 years. I mean, we talked about this earlier in the chat. They were saying that isn't there a law against knowing about child molestation and not calling it in? I mean, 3 years, I mean, you can't say, well, I didn't have time to, or I was going to do it, but, I got busy.
I got busy.
I could see, look, if you know a child is being raped, brutalized, tortured, and killed, because these kids are only brought into this for so long, and then they're discarded, okay? If you knew about that, the time between you and the authorities knowing would be how fast you could dial the number. And if that's not you, I feel sorry for you. I don't want to know you. If you wouldn't call the police, if you wouldn't call authorities and report this, I don't even want to know you. You mean nothing. You mean about as little to me as Epstein does. If you wouldn't report that. So this woman means as little to me as Epstein at this point.
It's like she's an accomplice in covering it up.
She's complicit.
As is ABC.
Yeah, they're complicit in this. No one knows Epstein. Well, they sure as hell know now.
They knew back then because he'd already been charged.
Yeah.
With all that porn stuff. He was already done his jail time and everything.
Yep. Yeah. What a piece of shit.
Like the first charges.
I still can't believe. And let me tell you something. The guy that went on Fox News and basically called him out for how he said it. How many children have been raped since this came out 3 years ago, since they knew this? How many children?
In those 3 years.
And I love how he called him out on, it didn't meet our criteria. But the Kavanaugh did, because, some floozy who no one would touch basically said, she was raped 30 years ago. That's enough. We believe all women. She said it. It must have happened. She couldn't get a single friend.
I stand with all women.
Yeah, she couldn't get a single friend to corroborate her story.
Case.
Yeah. yeah. Look what happens when we believe all women. We ate the apple, okay? Lost a damn rib.
No.
I had to say that, Yuki. I know. I had to say that because you were in there.
Yeah. You know what? I think like I'm seeing in the chat that this is the DNC wanted to win the election. I don't even think it's that. I think there's so many like megacorp people involved in this, so many high-end politicians all over the world. There's so much child prostitution and child trafficking that this wasn't about the American election in 2016. This is about everybody covering their backsides because they've been at this for a long, long time. And, if you got power, holy moly, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is far deeper than the DNC or the election or the Clintons or anything like that.
Yeah, like Steve Tunis was saying, Epstein's pimp, Okay, pimp recruiter, basically the one that went out and basically brought these girls into this, was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Another Clinton whore. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. She's a piece of crap.
Yep.
Nope. Yeah, Steve, they actually, I'm not even going to get into that discussion, but they're the one that ate the apple and made convinced the guy to eat it. So, yeah, it's pretty well substantiated. What? Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that.
On that one.
Yeah.
Stephen, Mr. Pinder.
What?
If Adam hadn't been such a wimp, he wouldn't have eaten it.
Look, he wanted some nookie. It's amazing what guys will do for nookie. I mean,
well, also he was promised all the powers of God. So
yeah, well, you know, yeah, she did it first, and that's why, because she deceived him. God said that birthing pain, you know, you will suffer great pain during childbirth because of that. That was her punishment for that, for all women from then on. So yeah. Who's more foolish? The fool or the fool who follows him? The guy was an idiot. I'm sorry. So it's like, okay, you're gonna stand, I'm gonna do it too, you know. Oh, Steve, you know, that's another discussion, and I would love to have that with you because I'm very well versed in that. Thank you. Yeah, so we can do that another time. This isn't the stream for that. But yeah, we could do that another time. Pick that topic. I love that topic. Yeah.
Yep, me too.
We could talk about that one.
No, I think that a lot of this Jeffrey Epstein thing, I think he was just one of many pimps who were collecting and passing on women. He was a bit of a clever dick in that he recorded a lot of people and was able to make his money on blackmail.
Yeah. Well, that's how he kept safe. He got all these people. Yeah, come on to the island. Come on to the island. Yeah. And he had cameras on him. He had pictures, photographic evidence, and then he would blackmail them to stay out of jail and to get money, to get power, to be able to have access to more things. And it's not like these people weren't happy with the island. They're all pedophiles. They were going there for one thing. They weren't going there for the fishing and the view. Okay? It's the, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, nice ocean, nice beaches, the fishing's good. No. That's not what, it wasn't this vacation place where they could, you know, they took the family, you know. No, it was for one thing. These guys went there to have sex with underage girls. And probably boys, too.
What the fuck?
It's
the thing that blows my mind with this Amy Robach footage is that the number of people that would have to be involved in that. You got the producer, you got the sound guy, you got, you know, the video camera guy, the person doing the archiving of the footage, anybody that had access to the footage. Why did it take so long for this to come out?
I'm telling you, I believe she had something to do with this. All this evidence is coming out, and she's like, well, how the hell do I do this and not break the story? Oh, it'll just get leaked. It's like a Kardashian that wants to become relevant, leaks a sex tape. Do you really think that was done against her will? This girl did this. This woman was so upset because someone scooped her that she wanted the world to know that it was her story first. She didn't give a shit about the kids then. I'm telling you right now, she set this whole thing up. She did this. That's my opinion.
It could be falling under the heading of CYA, cover your ass, right?
Well, yeah.
But she's getting it out, so when it does totally blow up, that she was like, well, yeah, I did this, and, you know, yeah, I'm actually the leaker, and I made Bob, you know, leak it to Veritas.
It's the best way to keep her alive.
Oh, Bob.
To get it out in the open. Best way to keep her alive.
So ABC came out and said they figured out who had access to that footage, and the person is currently working at NBC, and NBC just fired that person.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they said they fired the person, and the person was working for another network or something, and they did it from there. And here's the funny thing is, Bob, I think that's funny. Well, I guess it's his lawyer now. It's supposed to be connected with someone else. I don't know, so don't quote me on this, but I'm hearing he's got connections to friggin' some, I don't know. I was told it was pedophile ring, a different one or something. I'm not sure, but I know he's connected to something like that. I mean, I think it's just to squelch this whole thing. I think she did this. She knew this tape was around, and I think she told him to leak it. Now that he wasn't there, I think she told him to leak it. And no one even knows if Bob did it. Someone says that Bob may have given it to someone else and they did it. It's kind of like laundering money. It gets cleaner as it gets. I think it's like laundering money. It gets cleaner as it gets further away from you. Yeah, he probably won't cry about. I like that, Steve. You probably won't cry about Amy Robach's up and coming car accident. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's gonna off herself. I think Bob's gonna disappear. So, and I think that girl being in hiding. I mean, she was in hiding for 12 years before this interview 3 years ago, and no one knows where she is right now that I know of. No one said anything. She's back in hiding again. So who knows? Well,
and Ghislaine Maxwell, also known as Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
She's probably going to have to start running and hiding too, because she knew everything as well.
Well, yeah, isn't she the one that was forced to have sex with the prince when she was 17?
No.
No, that was...
Ghislaine Maxwell was Epstein's woman who, with the short dark hair, who would go around and...
Yeah, she was recruiting.
Girls.
Yeah, she was the one recruiting. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. If she isn't dead already, I'm sure she's writing the suicide note as we speak. Yeah, this is insanity. I mean, what the hell? I don't even know. Well, here's the thing. No one's going to do anything. Do you really think Hillary Clinton is going to go to jail? Type a 1 in the chat if you think she's going to go to jail for this. Type a 2 in the chat if you think no friggin' way. Yeah, type a 1 in the chat if you think she's going to jail. Type a 2 if you say no way. Oh, right. Yeah, right. Okay, Roy. Yeah, no one's going to type a 1 in there, I don't think. Because I just don't see her going to jail. People will die before she goes to jail. Epstein died? You don't think Epstein would have sold her ass out? Would have sold her husband out and her with him? Yeah, you want to say 1.
I don't think the Clintons are as high up in this as a lot of people think.
I think they're higher middle level.
It's Bob, yeah. I'm telling you.
I mean, I think it's
Bob's
going to the
everything.
Crown. It's going to the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. I think those are the people it's going to.
Yeah. Just like all the gold from Fort Knox.
What? The gold from Fort Knox is higher than the Clintons?
No, it's gone to the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds.
There's no gold in Fort Knox. Are you stupid? Come on, Andrew. You know better than this. Come on. You really think there's gold there?
Knox?
No, there's no gold there. That gold's gone. Yeah, hung jury because there's a hung witness.
I did see a chemistry video about some people going to Fort Knox and looking at all the gold.
Nobody's been in Fort Knox for years. They're supposed to do an inventory every 2 years or so, and it hasn't been done for decades.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't happening. There ain't no
Maybe
gold
that's
there.
just the showroom then, where they have a few gold bars just so people think that there's more.
Yeah.
Could be.
Oh my God.
It was funny though, because he's like, there's so many interesting chemical properties of gold. It's such a shame it's all locked up in this building.
That's right,
That's right,
Roy.
science man.
Oh, Zimmer, you went there. That's funny.
Pastor Jack is in the house.
Yes.
How nice is that?
And he's looking for a new job. Look.
Actually, I think I have to apologize to Pastor Jack for Tuesday night. Sorry, man.
Why is that? Why do you have to apologize?
Oh, teasing about Saucon and her black buckle shoes.
Oh, okay. Oh God, Steve, yeah, you ain't kidding about that. Yeah. Let's do this. I'm gonna take a break. And then when we come back, maybe we'll take some phone calls on this. So
good idea.
Yeah, this will be a regular intermission kind of break.
Idea.
Yes. So I'm going to mute.
A regular intermission, yes.
Yes,
Not
regular.
suspicious at all.
Yeah. So okay, I just muted Discord. Let's go ahead and do an intermission. And of course, I have to wait for this to begin. I don't know why I put so much time before this one, but here it is.
The only thing that's different from the time I was a kid till now is we use better tools to blow up stuff now.
Yeah. That's the difference between
money on our recreational explosives.
men and boys. Men have better, more expensive toys.
There you go.
The older you get, the more expensive, the better your toys get.
How smooth that cut is. I actually cut the wooden dowel, and look how smooth that is. See? There's good beer, there's bad beer, and then there's this beer. This is the only thing you do with this beer. You don't drink it. Dear God, I am saving the planet. I am saving rednecks all over by destroying this alcohol. Yeah, here's one piece, and we're going to walk over about 10 feet over here
Here's the other piece.
That's from the 223. 30.
Yeah, this one is from the 30. Completely opened up. Oh my God, that smell is killing me. How can people drink this stuff?
It's natural, baby. You don't get no where it is. You know what I think my water.
You want to call me Judai? Oh, that's funny. You wanted to call me Judai. Oh my God, the video that's in there is actually, oh God, it's got to be 7, maybe 8 years old. I don't even think, I think I may still own like one of those guns from the one I used in there. But, oh, geez. I needed that break because I don't know what to do with this information, because it's like, yay, we got him. And then you think, nah, we pretty much don't got him. No. I mean, the only people that have gone to jail over this whole thing has been low-level people. I mean, truth be told, Epstein, he was connected with all this, but he's pretty low-level still. I just opened up the Discord again. It's no longer muted.
Hello.
And I am going to put the call-in line
Discord
up on the screen.
Again.
Yes, unmute Discord. We're up on the screen again. Now, the phone number's up there. If anybody wants to call in and voice their opinion. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. Don't know. I don't force anybody. I'm surprised Boulder isn't in the Discord.
Hey, Boulder, call in for heaven's sakes. You're always good for a chat.
Yeah, I'm surprised. See, yeah, Boulder's not in there. And there was one of the... Yeah, Sergeant's not in there either. What the hell? It's okay. But like I said, phone number's up there if anybody wants to call in. Now, we're going to call this at an hour today, so we still got another 9 minutes to go. And there we go. Don't know who this is, though. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Pinder. This is Boulder.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Going good. Yeah, sorry I couldn't join that Discord. I was chatting with a lady friend.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been listening to the stream a little bit, too. And I just wanted to bring up another point that hasn't been stressed enough in all of this, throughout all of it, you know, not with memes or anything, is that you know, there are still victims that are alive, guys. I mean, people were hurt by this. They wanted their day in court, and they were robbed of it.
Yeah.
That is the biggest. That's like killing a witness gets you the death penalty in Colorado. That's what happened.
Yeah. Yep.
So I feel worse off for the kids, and how many other people. What if there was a waiter at one of those stupid parties that they had down there, and he saw something he shouldn't have, and now he's floating in the ocean, and his family's out, and you never hear about him. There's so many other things that have happened in this case that are overlooked. That I just want to remind everybody about the victims.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They got robbed. They're still alive, these victims. Yeah. And it's not like pedophilia has stopped because this island doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's still pedophile rings all over the place. Big ones.
Which I think a trial would have helped expose those connections. Now, do I care if the Clintons go down for it? No. They're going to burn in where for eternity for everything they've already done.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not, and people are like, oh, Epstein, good, he's dead. End it. Forget about it. No.
I wish he was alive.
No. There were hundreds of people that needed justice.
Yeah.
And are now denied it. And that is not how our system should, or I was being negative. I was being pessimistic. I had like 3 different bets on when he would suicide himself.
We all talked about this.
Yeah, I think
almost
I had June 1st, August 20th, and
Yeah, we were all talking about this in Discord going, okay, guys, when do you figure? How long? Epstein ain't going to make it. There's no way he's going to trial. When do you figure he's going to? We said this 3-4 weeks before he did it. Well, there's no way he was making it to trial. It's ridiculous.
I do. There are some people out there, including Owen, that thinks that he was shuttled off somewhere, and he's either living in paradise for all of the evil he's done, and he's being rewarded by the demons of this earth, or hopefully he was sitting in some military jail cell giving up all of the evil people that he did it for, to get power over them, to get something on them. Hopefully. So it's an interesting theory, but I do not have much hope in that.
I think he's dead.
Oh yeah, I think he's dead. Yeah. I don't think they faked his death. I mean, but I just I don't know. It's possible. It's possible they faked his death. I mean, look at the other things they've faked. I mean, how easy would it be to fake his death? Especially with who he had the information on. It'd be like, okay, you don't want me to. Okay, who's making all that noise in the Discord? Holy cow!
What noise?
I don't hear it.
It sounded like someone cracked open a can.
I opened a beer. Is that fucking illegal?
It's loud. It came.
I was going to mute. I was going to mute before I did bong hits.
Natty Light. You got them all antsy for some Natty Light.
Yeah, it's like, dang, that was. You have to understand. I have the Discord cranked up so that crack.
My apologies.
No. This is a high pitch. Just.
I'm about to open a bottle of bourbon. Is that all right?
Oh yeah, we'll hear that. Yeah.
Elijah Craig, 18 years.
There was a guy on Fox, and he was being interviewed by Jesse Waters, and he is in the military, and he was the one that was talking about the military dogs. And how we should respect them as warriors and brothers, and they have been used in war for thousands of years, and how these dogs are trained, and normal civilians should not own one. They're not for a civilian, and he keeps going on and on about okay, one last word is that I don't think that civilians should have this, and Epstein didn't kill himself. Yeah, and Waters just about cracked.
I saw that. Yeah, he's flying. He's flying in the plane. That was the one that dead sticked it, right?
Yeah, it was on Mr. Obvious's channel.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, that was funny.
It's called an atomic bomb meme or something like that. And I think his point in that video was that when, like Yuki said earlier, how many people at your work even know who Epstein is? I asked 3 people today, and they didn't. And I'm like,
are you kidding me? Talk about living in a bubble.
Well, that's just it. The other networks didn't, your video, didn't cover it, didn't want to put his name out there. Nobody does research like we do. And people do live, they're like, I work, I come home, I eat, and then I watch CSI and go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not an excuse.
That's not a life. Actually.
Well, like, it doesn't take much to see an Epstein meme and go, who's this Epstein? This is like the third meme I've seen on Facebook from my grandma.
Yeah.
And grandma's 85, and she's going, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Well, I mean, the analyst that came on Fox News, he goes, anybody in their right mind, and like I said, I have links to this stuff in the show notes. Yeah. You guys will be able to see it. He said anybody in their right mind knows he didn't kill himself. So, yeah,
fairly obvious.
Well, yeah, I mean, they couldn't afford to have him say anything.
Well, okay, so
I mean, this goes beyond Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein is like, he's like the farm league, like the minor league of all this, the little league. Okay, no pun in there.
But that's just it. If they can subvert the story, and if they can keep it out of that tipping point, which was the point of that video, it is going, if you have a secret of 100 people and 9 of them know it, then nobody else will ever know it. But if the 10th person hears that secret, everybody will know it after that. It's the watershed moment. It's when the normies wake up.
Yeah.
And that's I gotta believe that's true. When the normies wake up and they're like, oh, this Epstein thing is bad. Let's ask our senator at every single meeting we go to. What are you doing about Epstein?
Well, that's how Amy, the news reporter, was talking. Like, that's how it felt to her. She's like, oh, people were saying they didn't know who's Epstein. She knew about this 3 years ago, and now everybody's coming out saying it like it's this new revelation. And she's like, we had this information, doing her little cry.
How about you just turn on an episode of Alex Jones from 3.5 years ago?
Yeah, I know. It's like you can tell these people have written him off so much they don't even bother listening to anything he said. This guy was talking about that over 3 years ago.
Elijah Craig.
That was almost my son's name. I said that. I told you guys that before. That was almost my son's name, but we went with Elijah James instead. I couldn't get my wife to agree to Craig for a middle name.
David is cracked one open tonight, and I just saw it. Now I'm going.
Yeah, I know. 18-year Elijah Craig in the ugly mug.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the ugly mug. I'm about to take my first sip of the bottle. Cheers, gentlemen and ladies.
Cheers.
Yeah, and Sawson says, hey, I'll cheers with you guys. Sawson says, I haven't tuned into the mainstream in a long time. I agree.
Solid.
I just found this channel because of Basic Bear, Cyborg, and Woodchuck. It's called Steve Ignoramus. And it's a great news channel. It's like a 3-hour stream where all he does is go through news articles, and he puts down his own original track beats behind it. I'm just kicking it at work, like dancing around the job site going, wait, what? Then I walk over to the phone and I looked at the article. It's a great news stream. People do not need the mainstream to brainwash them anymore.
No, there's no need for mainstream news anymore. It's Trump said it's fake news. You're going to get more accurate news. Hell, Al Jazeera has more accurate news than CNN. Okay?
Yeah, because if they don't, they'll get beheaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they'll report accurately on all of the bad things wrong with America, but they don't report on all of the stuff that they do over there. That's for damn sure. Everybody has a bias, so I just wanted to say, I just want to remember the victims and the ones that are still alive. I hope they get justice. I hope this meme goes watershed and it wakes up the normies. That's all.
Yep.
I'm out.
Okay, man. You take care.
Take care.
Okay, and that will close out the phone lines. And now I'm going to open up Discord again because everybody was so loud in there. It was mostly analog. He was just making so much noise, enjoying that whiskey, and I was getting jealous.
Apologies.
Yeah, well, come on, you're drinking Elijah Craig. I had some with my brother earlier in the week, so he had some. Oh God, I love Elijah Craig. Anyway, good stuff.
No homo.
What? What does that even make sense, Canadian lady?
I had come on. We've been talking about Epstein for the past hour. I said I had some Elijah Craig earlier, and she's okay. I can
Jeez.
That's pretty sad.
Elijah Craig is bourbon.
Yes, it is.
It's not man on man. It's man on whiskey. Not the same. Come on. Jeez.
I wouldn't be bragging about man on man. Jesus.
Hey, my buddy Elijah Craig came over. We're enjoying ourselves.
I was sipping on Elijah's. What the hell are you talking about, Yuki?
5 fingers of Elijah. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. On that note, we're going to be closing this thing out. Say goodbye.
I'm going to do a bong hit. That'd be way better than this conversation.
Oh my God. Anyway. Hey, Yuki, I was hoping I could get in touch with you before the stream so we could record some stuff for it, but we'll have to do it Sunday. I think would be a good day to record some stuff from Discord, so I can use your voice at the end of the stream. So it'll be there every time, the countdown to blowing up the planet.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. I got something to say real quick. I want Yuki to do everything: intro, outro, commercials. Your little. I want Yuki's sexy ass voice everywhere.
Yes, I was saying Yuki needs to do the countdown.
Yeah, well,
maybe Yuki needs to do the show.
This is the Steve Pinder Show starring Yuki.
Screw you, Steve. We're going to Yuki's.
Just talk. I mean, the way they're talking, she can make some money off this.
Well, I've got a good one for tonight, boys.
Okay.
Pinder, you just got to give me like a 10-second head start.
10 seconds. Okay, I can give you 10-second head start. Yeah, that's cool. And I'll even lower the volume of the audio when that happens. So yeah, we could do that. Yeah, everybody ready?
Steve Tunis, what are you talking about?
Jesus.
While doing the outro. Yeah. The planet's about ready to blow up,
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no more phone calls right now. We're ready. Guys, no more phone calls now. We're ready to close this thing out. So let me I need to just switch this thing over. So it's just bad. There we go. It's not too loud. No, I'm not answering the phone right now. I don't know who keeps calling.
You know it's Pastor Jack, right?
No, I know it. I have his name. I have his name in my phone, so when he calls, it just pops up. Pastor Jack's calling.
It's either that or an inspector.
Yeah. Hey, so when
Inspector.
Where's Inspector been? Honest to Pete.
I don't know. I saw Mike Bison and Owen stream today, though.
So when we get to that point, I'll tell everybody to be quiet, and so I'll crank up Yuki's voice.
Thanks for another great stream, Steve.
Yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't too crazy about doing a Truth Be Told because every time I think about a child being hurt in that way, I get really violent and I think really bad things. Because, here, and I'll say this now. If you know someone is guilty of hurting a child and the justice system will not do anything about it, and you know this person is guilty and they're going to do it to another child, I'm sorry, I'll go to jail with a smile on my face, but that guy is gone.
Yes.
Yeah, you wait 3 years for that, you're a piece of shit.
I will. Yeah, if you let that go and don't say anything, you're a complicit pile of shit, and you're no different than the guy that's doing it. Okay,
Absolutely.
But if I know that someone was doing that, I'd go to jail with a smile on my face. I care less. But that person's going away.
Right behind you. Yeah, I'd be right behind you, Steve.
I can't imagine. Like, I look at my own children, and I think, if someone got a hold of my kids in that way, you might as well off yourself, because I'm going to make it slow and painful.
That's what my wife says.
Look, Well, you got to tell her to loosen up on the GIMP mask, man. What the hell, man? Tell her. If the gag ball hurts, stand up. Be a man. Tell her. You know.
No, she's the slow kill one. I'm the quick kill. I'm happy. She wants it to suffer. I'm just like, I'll go right on. Finish it.
Oh my God. Okay, is everybody ready for Yuki?
Good one, Steve. Do this.
Oh yes, we're ready for Yuki. Please God, Yuki, speak.
It's coming. It's getting up there. I'll say when. Just everybody's got to be quiet. Okay. You said you needed 10 seconds, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is that all, Sergeant Last? Okay, here we go. Yuki, you're on.
You ready?
Yep.
Do it.
The counting of the holy hand grenade shall be 3, not 4. Thou shalt not count to 2 unless thou proceedest to 3. 5 is way too many. Prepare to pull the pin. 1, 2, 3. Damn, we have to go to 4. 5.